What would you say is the favorite part of your business?
My client wins. Like, that's where the happy tears come in. I was sitting with a client live. This individual has plummeted so much into their business, and I had to do their net worth statement. I was so excited to show them because we hit a target, and he teared up. But there is a process that I'm going to ask you questions. You don't get to just skirt around. Oh, and I fluffing hold you accountable. You know this too. Oh, you haven't done this, and we're now on our second meeting, and you're telling me the same thing, and you have no good excuses? No. Just no.
But no.
I've had a hard time doing this podcast, and I'm going to be like really open about it. I have to figure out right now, do I want to scale? Do I want to stay really small and boutique? Do I want to just be the lead advisor? I don't know any founder who's scaled a business and been like, oh, hey, that was easy. And I have 2 young children, and I want to be a present mom. But I also don't want to give up on my dreams.
If you're a long-term listener, episode 10, I took you through my firm. Heather's been drafting a brief for her episode, and it's taken her approximately 60 episodes to get to the point where she's comfortable with sharing information about her company. Welcome. Welcome back to another episode of Playbook of the Wealthy. My name is Dave Grant. My co-host is Heather Townsend. Today, we are talking about Heather's company, Townsend Financial. If I add a planning on the end of that, she gets angry. So it's Townsend Financial. Mm-hmm. Heather. My previous assistant, Heather.
Yes, we have to talk about this. So, one, it's not that I'm trying to hide anything. It's just I'm not very good at talking about myself. Like, I like sharing knowledge more than talking about myself. Even when I have to give a speech, I'm like, okay, here's my intro. Can we get over this? I want to just get into the meat of the stuff. Sure. It's not the best thing, but that's how I am. 2, what really pushed me to want to do this is I realized you just doing the podcast episode on your firm might have given some confusion to people, because what was the question you got, or someone said something?
Someone said the podcast you do with your assistant's really good.
So somehow your assistant knows all this stuff about financial planning and taxes. That would be a really amazing assistant.
You were a great assistant.
Really? Okay.
And now I've let you fly.
Oh, so now
you're flourishing into your own firm.
So for if anyone is confused by this, Dave and I have our own firms. We aren't in business together, and my firm's been around for over 8 years. I am not Dave's assistant. I just want to get that across.
I couldn't handle you as assistant. I'd have to fire you pretty much immediately. You'd be too much.
Could you imagine how much we'd argue?
We wouldn't, because you'd be fired.
But I think I'd be I'm a good business partner, clearly. I'm just not a good assistant.
No.
Yeah, you can't.
We know our roles.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so we're going to dig deep into you and your firm, why it's there, how it's come to be. Starting now, question number 1, why did you become a financial advisor?
So, I mean, I always was going to be an entrepreneur. My best friend noticed that from day one. I was going to have my own business. And I was searching for it for a while, especially when I was in London. But what really triggered me to do this was, I started out in tax. I think a lot of people know that. I worked for the Big Four. I worked for a boutique firm in Washington when we moved back from London. And the mistakes I saw on people's tax returns because their financial advisor was not talking to their CPA was wild.
Yeah.
And at that time, granted, I started my firm in 2018. I made the decision in 2017 that I was going to launch my firm. In 2017, it was before the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was passed. I know I'm getting into the weeds here, but at that time, you could deduct financial advisor fees.
Sure.
So I would see on these client tax returns that they were paying, at that time, sometimes $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. Okay, that's fine if you're getting good advice. But they were like doing all this stuff, like capital gains unnecessarily. I'm like, you're charging that, and these mistakes are happening tax-wise? Like, you're double costing the client, basically. Sure. And I got angered. And I realized there are not many financial advisors that have the tax knowledge that I have, because I've been investing since I was 19. So this just came naturally to me. Like, you really need a quarterback to put all of this together, taxes, wealth, when you're doing investments and tax, and everything in someone's financial life is working together towards their goals, then it works really well. Then you reach goals faster, and that excites me. I've always loved money. I mean, of course, and numbers. I mean, I'm a CPA and now a CFP, and how many more credentials do I have, right? So this is a love. And it really was my girlfriends. I mean, I had, ever since like I got out of college, I was the one that was helping my friends go through their budget. I was the one helping my friends start out Roth IRAs. They were coming to me, should I take this job? Should I not? They were like, Heather, this is your business. This is what you love.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was normal to do this, right? Like it just came naturally to me. And they're like, no. You need to do this for a living. People need you.
Well, that's nice. You got some encouragement from the people close to you and they saw it and just gently nudged you that way.
I mean, have really good friends. I think it really matters who you surround yourself with. And I'm very lucky that I have some kick fluff women surrounding me and kick fluff men. You're one of them. But, like who you surround yourself with matters.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So you're starting your firm.
Okay.
Who are you working with?
Now?
Well, has there been a progression between who you
Yes.
started with and who you really like to work with now?
So I have a funny story. So when I first started my firm, I thought I just wanted to help women. That's actually what my website said. It was women, and I was charging $149 a month for ongoing advice.
You weren't getting rich quick.
I didn't know my worth, right? I just didn't. Honest about that. And it was, I think, year 2. One of my friends who was a client believed in me right away. It was amazing. She referred her colleague, but her colleague was a male. And he goes, I really hope you make an exception for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up being one of my favorite clients.
Okay.
And I learned a lesson, right? Like as a business, how many lessons have we learned running a business? I'm sure you've learned so many. So this is just one of many that I've learned. But I was like, it's not actually the gender that I care about. It's who I'm helping.
Mm-hmm.
I only want to help good people. And I actually thought on being equal to all these people, it's not calling them out. Like my husband, if he wanted to make partner, he's like, I don't want to make partner because I'm half black. I want to make partner because I deserve it.
Sure.
And so I go, okay, I really just want to help good people. That's what I care about. Good humans. And so then I took that off, and then it was just anyone I would help that is good. Then I started niching down. I didn't niche down too early, but I really started, as my clients grew, their wealth grew, I was like, oh, I'm really good with the complexity.
Sure.
A lot of financial advisors can't deal with the tax complexity. And so that's now where I am today, is really business owners and high net worth individuals. You have to have, the retirees, obviously they have tax complexity because we craft their design plan, business owners. There's also some high W-2s in there with some stock options.
So it's pretty much the higher income, the higher net worth you get, the more complexity, and that's really where you're finding your sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're getting these people in the door, that's who you really enjoy working with, what are you designing for them, and how does that kind of work as a planning relationship?
You mean like what is my process on designing a plan? So I'm actually really specific on this. The only time I deviate, I will say, from this is if I have had a client start with me, and I think this is important to note if you're going to a financial advisor, but if someone's had a recent death or a life event, you can't throw a plan at them.
Sure.
But if that's not the case, no huge life event, I have a very specific way I go through my clients. So for, obviously we have a prospect meeting, intro meeting, consult, decide, do I want to work with this person? Am I going to be able to help them? Do I like them? Okay, let's say we move on. All right, we decide to work together. Then my first meeting is I just ask them all the questions in their financial life. I don't send them a questionnaire, because how many times do you ask a client question and you get more to it that they probably wouldn't have typed?
Oh, for sure.
Yes, right? So my discovery call is asking all the questions so I know what to ask for. So that's our first meeting. And we start going into the goal conversation. Then while they're uploading all their documents that I'm asking for, we also have meeting 2. I will not draft, even look at their documents, nothing until after meeting 2. Because meeting 2 is where my RLP comes in, registered life planner designation, changed my life, made me a way better planner. I get down to what is a client's ideal life. And once I know what the client's ideal life is, what really lights them up, what they want from their life, their money, all of that, then I will draft the plan looking at their documents with that in mind.
Okay.
So then meeting 3, how many times do you do this? Clients upload documents. This is their ideal life. Now you know everything in their you know what they want and you now have their financial knowledge. I have never drafted a plan and not had questions before I can finalize it.
Oh, every time.
You said you had this, but you uploaded this, and what is this? And okay, I see, or it could be I see path A, I see path B, or I see path C. Neither are wrong, but what is more motivating to you? Which way do you want to take this? We can get to the end result in either way, or we have to talk through priorities, right? So meeting 3 is really where I've crafted the plan, but I'm finessing. I'm asking them questions and running through that. Then meeting 4, we deliver the plan. And then, I'd say the first year is that's when the clients think you do the most work. Mm-hmm. But it's really administrative. It's not, but it's like you're cleaning house. You're getting everything to work towards their goals. Meeting 2, or year 2, year 3, year 4, that's when now everything's compounding and working together. Mm-hmm. Year 1 is like, I'm cleaning house, building the foundation. And it is one of the most important years. But year 2, year 3, year 4, like that's when it's building and you're making sure you're keeping them on the path.
So when they're doing that, like going through that year 1, year 2, 3 progress towards their plan, what services are they getting as they go through that? Like, is it just the investment management as kind of we're pigeonholed as an industry?
No, I'm the exact opposite of that.
Okay.
I mean, investment management is important because that's how you avoid the mistakes. You make sure, investments is compounding money. It's the 8th wonder of the world that has to be aligned. But I think that that's where a lot of financial advisors are. When I'm designing a plan, it's not the investments that I'm just looking at, right? I'm looking at, is their insurance protected? Do they have enough insurance protection? How's their cash flow? Credit card rewards, like their tax return. What tax strategies are we missing? Do they need an estate plan, right? And so that's really what we're doing in year 1 is I've spotted all the mistakes or what I put in pink or red on the plan or yellow, like warning, and we're getting everything to work towards their goals. So I'm doing the investment management. I don't sell products. I don't do any of that. But like if, a young couple comes in, they might be wealthy, but they're exposed because they don't have enough life insurance.
Sure.
We're getting them, I'm getting them with my life insurance agent and getting them life insurance, or getting them with my estate planning attorney, getting their investments aligned towards their goals. I mean, how many times do you see clients come through and they have a Roth IRA, but they didn't invest most of the Roth IRA. It's sitting in cash, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, investment management, but also really being like, I call it, my clients came up with this term, I'm their family CFO, but like really overseeing everything and making sure it's all working together.
Okay. So let's say I do something different. I do, process might be different, but my services are pretty much the same. Mm-hmm. Why would someone choose you over me? What makes you different?
I mean, you're asking me a really hard question because, like, obviously, I think you're an amazing advisor. And so, like, I don't like being put against you.
They want to know why you're different than me. Why should they be choosing you versus me?
I hate talking about myself this way. You're doing this on purpose.
I am.
Okay, well...
Don't talk to me, talk to them.
I mean, I'll be frank. You can cut this out, so I guess if it stays, people will know. But, like, I think I'm much stronger in, like, business taxes, too. And in taxation. I mean, I'm a CPA. Like, you're getting there, right?
Why on earth would we cut that out? That's a known amongst everyone who knows us.
Okay. I know, but it's hard. You see this about me. This is, like, why I'm literally like clients they refer me. I'm not good at sales. It's funny. As successful as I've been, It's hard for me to talk about myself. But I look at a tax return and I can spot things really quick. I can look at books. I know, the tax code is a pattern in my head. I know that's really weird. Like my retirees, it's like so organized. I'm like, I want to hit this target. I know we can't go over this and this and this, or this happens and this and oh my God, I just love it. So if tax strategy is really important, then their taxes are a mess. And definitely, I would say a business owner is probably better with me than you.
How dare you?
I know.
I completely agree.
But, also I would say we have a different approach. Like I'm probably more like on the RLP side and the goal side. If someone doesn't really want to get into that side, like they just want to sit and go through the numbers and the investments and they don't want to talk about goals and they're uncomfortable with that, don't come to me because I'm going to make you talk about your goals and what lights you up and get into it.
Yeah.
And I think some people aren't like that. Like right. I might not be good for an engineer, let's just say. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know what to do if you don't have goals or can't get into, I need to know you personally.
Yeah.
I think I've seen most of my clients cry.
Which is a big deal. Like I would probably say 90% of advisors have said, Maybe one of them has cried in my career. If you can say that most of your clients have cried while they've been with you, it's obviously a very different process.
Well, because that tells me that it's important to them. And some of these have been happy tears. These aren't sad tears. These can also be happy tears. But, you know, if I can get down, and I'm not saying you're not walking to my office and it's a therapy session. I don't want people to think that. But there is a process that I'm going to ask you questions. You don't get to just skirt around because I've seen the problems happen. Oh, and I fluffing hold you accountable. You know this too.
Yeah.
Like don't come to me if you kind of just want I will follow up with you and you will get a face if you don't do your action items.
That I feel like we're aligned with clients. I texted a client yesterday and was like, did you sign this yet? They haven't signed it. Turns out they were in the hospital. So I'm like,
but that's okay. But that one's like, I'm more like this, like, oh, you haven't done this and we're now on our second meeting and you're telling me the same thing and you have no good excuses. No, just no.
But no.
No.
Talk us through we use the word practice sometimes. I don't think that's the right word. What does your company look like from a client level right now?
I need more specificity. Did I say
All
that right?
How many clients do you work with?
48.
Thank you. Moving on. Is that what you want it to be?
This is also why I've had a hard time doing this podcast, and I'm going to be like really open about it. I am so grateful to be in this position in my business. I want to start with gratitude, but I have to figure out right now how I want to grow up in my business. Do I want to scale? Do I want to stay really small and boutique? Do I want to just be the lead advisor? And I think why this is so hard for me is scaling. I don't know any founder who's scaled a business and been like, oh, hey, that was easy. No, it's really hard.
Yeah.
And I have 2 young children and I want to be a present mom, but I also don't want to give up on my dreams. And then you take into account, I also don't want client service to be interrupted in any way.
Sure.
I only would want to grow this business in a way that clients benefit. Like adding Cassie, my senior client service specialist, that helps my clients. I should not be in paperwork, right?
Yeah.
Having my traders now, that only helps my clients because me dictating the investment strategy is the important part. Who presses the button as long as the trade gets done? The fact that someone's always there to do it, why I'm here recording this podcast or on a client meeting, that doesn't affect client service.
Sure.
But you start getting other advisors in there, they're going to have to be really good because, okay, fine, I'll toot my own horn. I'm a really good advisor. So, to teach someone, I want a co-pilot. That's in my head. That's like kind of the term. I heard it on a podcast. I want like a mini Heather, but with different things that they can bring to the
2 of you. Holy.
I know, but with like a mini, like it's kind of like a you and I, right? Like we have similar work ethic, I would say, but we have very different like things we bring to the table on the podcast.
As a former assistant, you've really grown up and just embraced that role.
Oh, thank you. So, it would have to be someone who's wanting to go into the weeds on tax strategy and all of these things. And, now I have the SEPA, the RLP, the CPA, the CFP, like.
You're not going to half-ass growing this team if you can grow it.
And I want people that, I will debate with. Like, I'm looking for people that can stand up to me. And I'm strong, so you can't be a pushover.
Learn that one.
You're not, though. You're very blunt. That's why we get along. But anyway, so I guess I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah.
And I'm taking time to think about it. I'm trying to give myself grace, which I'm not good at. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do.
Do you find that hard when, other people and other coaches come along and say, okay, well, what's your growth? What does 5 years look like? What's your growth plan? And, what kind of metrics do you want to hit? Does that kind of play in your head as, well, I'm not sure yet?
Well, and I think I'm really good on the number side. Like I can be like, okay, I want to profit X. But I don't want to profit X and client service be interrupted. Or I don't want to profit X and be working 60, 70 hours a week and not showing up to my girls.
Yep.
So like I have clarity, I guess, on that. But then to do it without, like most of the woman founders that I'm watching right now in other businesses, they are talking about, well, like I don't have kids and a husband right now, so I've been able to grow this thing.
Yeah.
But me, I don't like settling. So I'm like, well, if I want to grow, I want to do it this way. And so I'm searching for who are those people that can help me do this in a way that only my business gets better for my clients. So TBD. I don't know the answer. I'm still figuring out how I want to grow up. Is that okay to say?
100%. I would be worried if you said you knew the exact answer and the route to get there, because no one knows that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned about employees, and obviously if you're going to grow bigger, if that ends up being the growth plan, that will be employees. Who do you have working with you right now?
So I have my traders who, I love it, get to dictate. All right, I need this much. I want to do this, and then we have an amazing trading platform called Tamarack. It's so organized, and the trades get placed. Mm-hmm. That started in 2025, so last year. And I hired an employee, learned a very big lesson, and now hired someone better that's a better fit for me.
Yeah.
Cassie, she's incredible. And so I have a senior client client service specialist with me now, Cassie.
Okay. Do you have someone working with you on the marketing side as well? Or is that just you?
No, so I do have like a contractor. I guess I have a business. If we went through contractors, I have a business coach. I have a meditation mental coach, right? To keep my brain sharp. And then I also have someone on marketing that's helping with social media.
Okay. Yeah. When you get into the contractor realm, it's like, all right, I got a list. Mm-hmm. Do I include those? Do I not? Mm-hmm. I get you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the other thing that I want to mention that's different for me too is that I don't charge AUM. Because, like AUM people, that's an industry term. So a percentage of assets. So it's very standard in our industry, 1%. Someone comes in with $1 million, you charge them $10,000 a year, 1 million times 1%. I don't do that. I do have a net worth calculation, and I do take that into account. How much am I managing? What is the complexity? But for my business owner clients or my younger clients, that's why I do a flat fee that is a minimum to get in my door. Because let's say you have a high income, but you don't have the assets yet, or you're a business owner. This is very true in many of my business owner cases. They're plummeting so much back into their business that they don't have a lot of assets, or liquidity, you would call it.
Sure.
But their net worth of that business is huge.
Yeah.
But they need an advisor, one, to take chips off the table, to start taking those profits and diversifying out of their business to get liquidity, but they don't have the assets. So that's why I set up my minimum in a way, is that you can access me without having to have the assets. And I think that is very, very different than the industry standard.
As of the time of releasing this podcast, what is your minimum?
$20,000.
Okay. All right. So you've been running your business for a while. Mm-hmm. What would you say is the favorite part of your business?
My client wins. Mm-hmm. Like that's where the happy tears come in. Like when you see them happy tear, because like I just had another moment, and I'll just give an example. It was last week. I was sitting with a client live. So we were in person, deep diving into their business. And I mean, this individual has plummeted so much into their business that we haven't been able to meet their personal financial goals, let's say.
Sure.
So this person is having a lot of guilt. And I had to do their net worth statement for something for the business. Mm-hmm. And I was so excited to show them, because we hit a target that they've had. And he didn't even know it was happening in the background, why he's been plummeting so much money and time into his business. And he teared up.
That's cool.
It's like, you're going to be okay. This is working. Mm-hmm. And that moment of just like seeing him, the relief and the happiness from that that's amazing.
It is.
Like, and that's just one of like many. I mean, I won't go through it, but just like all the things that you change people's lives. You can change people's lives. Mm-hmm. And that is my favorite part. And I love my clients. I learn from my clients. My clients are smart.
All right, I'm going to flip that. What's the least favorite part?
Compliance. We have a lot of regulatory stuff.
Yes, we do.
Oh my God. I'm not going to bore anyone.
And you have clients in different states too. So you've got to keep up on different state compliance.
Yes. California. Mm-hmm. I just had to do an online questionnaire that California sent me. That took me 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't know. Running a financial advising firm is like not for I have a compliance consultant. There's another one. Okay, keep going.
All right. So over the last 10 years, what have you learned? And then if you could go back, you'd probably change and do differently.
So it's interesting. I answered this, and then I was somewhere else and I was like, that's not the right answer. I forgot something. My actual real answer, if I could change anything, was I hired too late.
Too late. Okay.
I delegated too late because I was scared. I'm scared to give up that control. I'm scared to client service. I'm scared, what if they leave me, right? But do I let my clients operate out of fear? But of course, like, I did it. I made that mistake. We're human. And so if I could go back, I'd probably hire 1 year earlier than I did.
Okay.
Like, I had to do two big delegations in 1 year. That's how late I hired. First employee and traders all in 1 year.
Giving up trading's a big thing.
That's what my coaches keep telling me. They're like, Heather, you've done a lot in the last year. Like, that's why you haven't figured out how you want to grow up yet. You're still figuring out. You're just getting your company, like, you did this very well, but you had to focus on that first. My husband had to explain to me the whole S curve of a business.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not very patient. So wow, I just got a lot of personal on this episode.
It's about to get even more personal. Before we move on, if you want to hear it get even more personal, you got to earn that. That's a like, a comment, a follow, subscribe, anything else that you want to do. If you know someone that wants to be a financial advisor, you probably want to send them this episode too. So share it and make sure that they listen as well. All right, if you're used to what would you do being all about the questions in this episode, it's a little different. These are getting deeper and personal to Heather and about her. So this is our next section. It's called What Would You Do? All right, you can't get away from these questions. All right, you got to answer these directly. Question number 1. If I were looking at hiring a financial planner, why should Townsend Financial be my top choice?
Well, you're not just going to have more money, because that's why you go get a financial planner, right, in the first place, is to grow your wealth. I'm committed to you growing your wealth and being happy. Like, you are living your ideal life. So if you're just looking to sit on a pile of money, I'm not that person. I want you sitting on the pile of money and using it to live your ideal life. Tax strategy. You got a CPA included in your financial advisor. And I also think you're going to know that by the way that I have set up my compensation structure, so just this flat fee, adjusted for inflation, but I'm fee only, I'm a fiduciary, and even I'm just charging this fee that's coming out of their bank account or credit card that they pay off monthly. You're going to get conflict-free advice, because my fee doesn't change if you go buy that rental property, let's say, and take $500,000 out of your portfolio. Like, my fee doesn't change. I'm going to make the advice that I think is best based on you.
Sure.
And I think that then leads with trust, and clients need to have trust when they're taking advice from you.
Good answer. Question number 2. If I were to compare Townsend Financial to my hypothetical brother who is a Northwest Mutual agent, how are you different?
Now, I'm going to take words out of a CPA's mouth that I know, because I can't talk about myself very well, but she said something funny. Heather, you'll run circles around him. Don't even worry about it.
That's it?
Like, you can't even compare. Like, just don't. They're going to sell you products. They're probably not nearly educated in how to be a good financial advisor. They have conflicts all around them because they're going to make commissions. That's not comparing apples to apples. That's what I would say.
Apples to rotten grapes.
Yeah, just don't. Just no. I mean, I went down Reddit because I was confused. Like, what are Northwestern Mutual fees? Like, the commission up front is somewhere between like 1.75 and 1.6% annually. I think you and I looked that up when we were doing yours.
Right.
Like a 5.75% commission up front. Like, that's disgusting.
Right. And then your annual fee on top of that. That's higher than ours.
And they don't even talk to you. Maybe they talk to you once a year. I talk to all my clients more than once a year.
Yeah. Whether they like it or not.
Exactly. No, there's a requirement, actually, that my clients talk to me twice a year. We have a meeting twice a year. Okay.
Question number 3. If we were working together, and that's a general we, not me and my wife, how would I know that our work is worth the money I'm paying you?
I get this question, actually, in consults, and this is what I say back to them. You will know. You'll know. Like, if you're questioning it, when you're working with me, then I want you to let me go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I set up my structure again how I did. And I think you're very similar. Like within 7 days, we can terminate the agreement on both sides. Because I've also let clients go before.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have too. If there is no trust, if you're not doing the work, that's the other thing. If clients are not doing their work and they keep coming to the meetings and they're not getting it done, I'm like, what are you paying me for? This isn't working. You're taking a spot from someone who could really be using my advice.
Yeah.
You know, I have 2 great examples that I got in the last few months. I think I've said one of them on the podcast. One client of mine said, "You're the one fee that comes through my credit card statement that I don't question." Like that was his way of telling me okay, that's one way. How do you know if it's worth it? I think that answered that. And one client just randomly in their PS wrote me last week, which I took a screenshot, because sometimes when running a business, you need to actually create a file of all the good things that
100%.
when you're having a bad day. And she just said, "You are one of the best investments I've ever made. You've changed my life."
That's a big one.
And I get tingles when I even say it. And, you know, that is kind of how I want my clients to feel.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone working with me if they don't think it's worth it.
Agreed.
So if you're questioning it, tell me and let's talk about it.
Yeah. We're not the only good advisor out there.
Yeah.
If it's not a good fit, we'll help you find. I think the other thing, and I'm sure you do this too, if we're not a good fit, I'll help you find the good fit. So I routinely say that in meetings of, we can be working together for a year and it just might not click. We're going to find out ahead of time if it does, but if it's not, we'll go find someone that clicks for you.
You know, we're in my consult meetings that I have really serious conversations with. There are people that are coming from other advisors. Because this is a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
And especially if they have PTSD from working with another advisor, like the other advisor screwed them in some way, did something wrong. I like really question them. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to do this to you. What they did to you, that's not how I work. But you are going to need to trust me. Are you ready to take this on? Because if you're not going to be all in, I can't be all in.
Sure.
So anyways, back to this fee thing, you know, luckily I don't really have to worry about that because clients can let me go at any time. That normally doesn't happen, but I just say, if you're questioning it, then it's not worth it. And that's the beauty of this contract, is you're not locked in.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to the next section of the podcast. It is called Highlights. All right, Highlights is where you get to learn about us personally, professionally. Anything we want to share, you have to listen to. You are required. So I'm jumping on your bandwagon of remodeling the kitchen, which turned into the main floor of the house, which is now morphing into outside of the house. It's a big, big thing.
So this is like how my kitchen turned into our master bedroom and all. Okay, yeah.
Well, then we realized, the floor in the kitchen extends into the dining room, into the hallway, to the laundry room, into the powder room. It all connects.
Okay.
So we're going to pick out materials. I take Logan, my youngest, first, because I'm like, we're here alone. The other two have stuff to do. We're going to go look at materials. And I get that stare back of like, no, please don't make me do this. But then he has fun. Like, we're wrestling in Floor and Decor. He's showing me his wrestling moves. We pick out the materials that I think works, take it home, and it doesn't.
It's always eye-opening, like what looks good in a store versus in your house.
It's wild.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you did that, though. I think people go and pick out in the store and then don't do the check when they get home, and not good.
The lighting in the store is beautiful. All the lights everywhere, and you think, man, this would look great in my kitchen. You get to your kitchen, and it's like, when did my kitchen become a cave? Like, this doesn't look good at all. And then the flooring that you think looks great, because then I took Sarah back and she was like, no, we're picking something different. And you're like, you're picking something different and pushing my recommendation aside. That's how we do teamwork. So then we bring back the materials there and the samples, and we're kind of like laying the floor down and like leaving it there for 2 days and looking at it every now and again.
That's good. That's a good one, though.
And then moving it to the different sections of the house to see if it looks the same and which works. The backsplash tile, again, we put it up against the backsplash wall and we're like, nope, doesn't look good at all. Even if we're going to change the lighting. So this has been a process of, wow, this is a lot more involved than I thought. And I'm very grateful that our contractor said, I can't work with you until like 3 months' time. Just be patient. And we're like, whatever.
I should take the picture of the color of the floor that I paid an expensive designer to pick, and you can just copy that.
I should do.
Yeah, I'll just do that when I get home.
Yeah. But then what if the lighting's different in your kitchen
It's a
than mine?
medium light wood, which I think would be good for you.
Yeah. Because we were tending towards like a lighter wood, and then it just looks washed out in our house. It doesn't look good. So it has been a process. It will continue to be a process, and I will keep you updated.
And what was funny is when I saw Dave's highlight on the brief, I was like, hire designer, ? He laughed at me.
Yeah, that's out the budget. Okay. It's not going to work. All right, what you got?
My client that I'm treasurer for his campaign, it was really cool. I got to go to Scottsdale City Hall.
Okay.
Because we're getting him on the ballot. And to get on the ballot is quite a process. You have to have over 1,000 signatures.
That's a lot of people.
Oh, he had them.
Wow.
And then he had each sheet by how many signatures was on each sheet so that they could count really fast. They counted 1,000 signatures while we were sitting there.
Nice.
But it was really fun. I sat with his wife, and then I got to see what City Hall would be. And then when hopefully he gets on city council, like where they meet. And just the fact that I'm meeting these people that are in our city making these decisions and being around it, it was a really cool experience and definitely different than my day-to-day of the financial world. So I'm just grateful to, I got out of my little office and got to go to the City Hall, and that is just very different than my everyday.
Have you been there before?
No.
It's all new.
All of this is new. And then I got the question of, Heather, do you want a sign in front of your yard? So I'm going to be one of those people that has a political sign in front of my front yard. And I'm like, yeah. And like, this is not the main election year, right? We're not we're not voting for a president, voting a president. So, but it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be a really interesting feeling to see a ballot and be voting when you know someone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very excited. Like, we got our ballots in the mail, and I'm going to be in Park City, so I need them mailed. And I'm like, I need this ballot. I got to figure out, like, you got to make, It
is weird because usually you're voting for strangers. And now it's like someone you actually know.
Well, and I'm going to speak to him because he knows city council very intimately. And I wouldn't be doing this if I don't have clients that I don't like. So he's a very good human, and I respect his intelligence and his knowledge and everything. And so I'm going to actually ask him, all right, help me with this ballot. And like, what do you know about these people? And then I'm going to pass it on to my friends. We all want to, I think most of us want to vote with education.
Sure.
So I'm very excited about it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Playbook of the Wealthy. If you want to listen audio-wise, if you've already listened to an audio episode, hit the follow in your podcast app, because then it will automatically download to your device. The same on YouTube. If you're in YouTube and you want to watch more, hit subscribe, but you got to hit the bell because then you get notified when a new video comes in. If you're on Spotify and Apple, you can listen in audio and video. You're spoiled. If you want to look at us on a website, our pretty faces are out there along with $40,000 doing something weird. It is playbookotw.com. If you then want to send us a question or you want to make a recommendation of what we should wear next, that is going to be hello@playbookotw.com, and we'll see you next time.
And please email us. I think you can actually put your questions on the website, right?
I didn't build it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyways, please email your questions. I love them. Toodles.
All opinions expressed by Dave Grant and Heather Townsend are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the views of their respective wealth management firms. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Nothing in this material constitutes a solicitation for the sale or purchase of any securities. Clients of Retirement Matters and Townsend Financial may maintain positions in the securities discussed in this podcast.